Mr. Joe Cortez, fair but firm. One of the best expressions in the sport of boxing or sports in general. Joe, how you doing, my man?
Hey, glad to be here on the show with you today, John. It's always an honor to be with the fans out there when I know about Joe Cortez. Here I am.
Joe, welcome. And first of all, I want to unpack a couple things. Obviously, a great career as a referee, tremendous. You've witnessed some amazing, historic battles. How did you get involved in that, man? Like, how did you get in? I know you were an amateur fighter. We could talk about that too. And I know you actually did some other things, but what got you into refereeing?
Well, there was a gentleman by the name of Pat Masher who was a guest at a hotel that I was managing down in Puerto Rico. And he gave me his number and said, Joe, when you move back to New York, where I was originally from, they gave me a call. So I gave him a call. He said, Joe, let's have lunch. I want to talk to you about an idea that I have in mind. And then we went for lunch. He said, Joe, I was thinking about getting you involved with the amateur refereeing because there's not too many Hispanic referees here in New York City. I think Tony Perez was the only main referee at the time. I said, all right, let's take a shot. So we started with the Police Athletic League. Johnny Defoe was a director up in the Bronx. And I got started with the amateurs. And before you know it, I'm doing the Golden Glove tournaments. And doing the Golden Glove tournaments, the executive director from New York State Athletic Commission, actually he was a deputy commissioner, Frank Morris, he said, Joe, I want to talk to you up in the office. And I don't know what it was all about. When I got there, he said, Joe, I was watching the other night refereeing the championship fights in Madison Square Garden with the Golden Gloves. And at the time, they had like 15, 16,000 fans, big in the amateurs in New York. He said, we like the way you were refereeing. We'd like to turn you pro. I said, I've only been doing this for 6 months. He said, Joe, you're ready to go for the pros now? We'll get you started with the preliminary fights, 4 rounders and 6 rounders. Then we take it from there. And a year and a half later, I'll do my first main event on national TV in World of Sports with in New York State Athletic Commission. And that was the beginning of my career back in 1977.
That is absolutely amazing. You worked some of the greatest fights that, from my childhood I watched, and you were always great. You were always in the action, always looking after the fighter, doing the right thing. And you as a fighter yourself did not have a bad record. So you as a fighter, what brought that on? What got you into boxing?
He was a fighter by the name of Gaspar Lindy Ortega from Tijuana who came up to New York in 1955. I was 12 years old at the time, and he's the one that influenced my brother and myself to get involved with the Golden Gloves. And so that's how we got started. When I was 16, I won my first New York Golden Glove championship in the novice division. Then I won the Spanish Golden Glove. Then I won the New York Golden Gloves again, the Easterns and the Nationals. I had a total of 6 Golden Glove championships. And then I turned pro in 1963. I lost my 5th pro fight. I lost to Georgie Foster. I only lost in the pros. I got a little bit obsessed, so I joined the Army. I pushed the draft for the Army. And while I was in the Army, I couldn't get on the team because I was already professional, but they were able to keep me on as a coach. So while I was in the service, I was also able to fight on some weekends. They give me a pass. I would be able to get away. I'd be training with the fighters in the gym in the Army in Fort Hill, Texas. Then I went to do some fights out of state and went to Mexico several times while I was in the Army. And I was able to have a total of 18-1 record as a professional. Box Rex got me down for 11-1, but my real pro record 18-1 because of some of the fights I did in Mexico were not recorded. And then after I retired, I came back in 70 January of, I think it's 72. I made a comeback after I retired. I won again, and I said, my wife and my family said, no, Joe, we don't want you to fight no more. You did okay. We'd rather you don't fight. So I gave it up. I was a good position in hotel management, and then I was casino operations manager for casinos out in Puerto Rico. I was working out of our New York office, the sales office, and little by little, before you know it, when I turned pro in 77, I was on my way. That was the beginning of my career as a referee. I'm more known as a referee than I was as a fighter.
Well, you're a great referee. Some of the most memorable fights I've ever seen. You had witnessed witness to, and I believe you fought at featherweight, correct? When you were,
Well, I fought bantamweight and featherweight.
yep, and great record. And out of Harlem, you got to know how to fight if you're from Harlem, correct?
Well, you guys, yeah, you guys. I used to be bullied when I was a young kid because I was skinny as a straw. And
Look at my last name, Signorella. I used to get on a bus. People be like, "Where's your glass slipper, Signorella?" I'm like, "No, no, no." You know, they would say Cinderella, and I'm like, "No, it's Signorella. There's a difference. There's no
right,
glass slipper here."
right. And
And
so
I got
yeah,
into my boxing, but you refereed some of the greatest fights ever. I'm sure you have favorites. You know, I mean, you witnessed legends in the ring, and you were the third man in the ring to
yeah.
control the chaos. Like there were some fights that you had to referee that were absolutely historic fights. Like I lose my breath. I'm a big boxing fan, you know. And do you have any particular favorites, if you don't mind me
Well,
asking?
you know, I really liked Roberto Duran. I ran boxing middleweight championship. I like that fight, Roberto Duran. There was a hell of a fight with Duran winning the middleweight championship. He was more known as the greatest lightweight, but he went up to middleweight and became middleweight champion of the world. And I remember doing a George Foreman, knocking out Michael Moore for the heavyweight championship. George Foreman, nobody gave him a shot. 45 years of age, he comes back and makes history by being the oldest heavyweight in the history of boxing. And of course, doing Julio Cesar Chavez several times. I refereed him about 5 or 6 times. One of the memorable fights of his, well, several of them, was when he fought Oscar De La Hoya the first time. It was like the passing of the torch. Yeah, Oscar was able to stop him at the fourth round. And then also refereeing Chavez against Greg Haugen in Mexico City with 136,000 fans. That was a big thriller for me. I mean, it was something to see 136,000 fans in an arena. Last week, I went to watch my grandson. He plays with Purdue University, Bryce Hampton. And we went there with 78,000 fans. I told my grandson, that's about half as much as what I did when I refereed Chavez at Haugen, 136,000. But anyway, it was a great experiences. Also doing Chavez and Pernell Whitaker.
Oh my
There
God. Yeah.
was so many great fights. I refereed Mike Tyson on 8 occasions, including his last fight against Ken McBride. Then also when he knocked out Larry Holmes in 4 rounds. And I did it when he went to distance the first time against Cowboy James Quick Tillis. And that was the first time Mike Tyson had to go to distance, 10 rounds. And he was knocking everybody out except when it came to James Quick Tillis. You see James Quick Tillis today, he'll tell you, my greatest fight was, even though I lost, he said, Mike Tyson could knock me out. I was the first one that went to Mike Tyson. So that's his, he feels very proud of himself for accomplishing that, even though he got knocked down in the fight. But
It's so great your passion and spirit for the sport, and you have a podcast that is
yeah,
very excellent. And
yeah.
let's talk about the podcast, man. What brought that on?
Well, I like to say after I retired from boxing, after I got inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, which is the main Hall of Fame. There's a lot of Hall of Fames out there. I'm inducted in 4 of them: the New Jersey, the World Boxing Hall of Fame, the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. But the big one is the International Hall of Fame up in Canastota, New York. And I got inducted with a great class: Julio Cesar Chavez, Costa Azul, Mike Tyson, Sylvester Stallone, and Nacho Berenstein, and myself. The 6 of us got inducted 2011. That's when I decided that at 2012, I'm gonna go out 35 years. I was inducted 34 years into the game. I was still active. I said, sometimes you get inducted to the Hall of Fame where you're either 6 feet under, or you've long been retired. And I was still active and very much alive. And I said, I'm gonna pack it in and 35 years. So at 2012, I packed it in, refereed the Canelo Alvarez, Josecito Lopez fight. That was my last fight, and I retired that night. And I have no regrets. I did it all. I have no ego. I accomplished what I had to accomplish in life. And I like to dream big, and I like to make my dreams come true because I believe in myself. I believe in helping people. But you first have to believe in yourself. And your viewers out there listening, you have to believe in yourself. You're going to make things happen. Don't ever think that you cannot do anything. Everything is possible. You can do anything you want to do. Just say, I can do it, and you will make it happen. And that's what I wanted to do in boxing. I wanted to be a champion, became a champion in the amateurs, and I didn't become a champion in boxing professional, but I became a champion in life and as a referee. A lot of people think I was a champion. So I take my hat off to you fans, but thank you giving me that like encouragement to keep on as a referee. And I did the best I could while I was out there.
You're a great man. You gave me goosebumps, and I'm sure you gave a lot of people goosebumps. And you mentioned Sylvester Stallone. You were actually in Rocky Balboa.
Yes, I did the Rocky Balboa movie. And Sylvester talked to me at ringside one night. He said, "Joe, I'm doing a movie, Rocky Balboa, and but I need some help with this." You know, he says, he said, "I've been watching you for years." He says, "I'm a big fan of yours." He says, I say, "Hey, yes, I'm a big fan of yours, Rocky." Sylvester, but he said, "Joe, but he said, I want you to be in my movie. I want you to be the referee, but I need some help with that." I said, "I want the movie to look authentic." So I said, "All right, this is what we'll do. You want me to make it look authentic? Listen to what I have to say as far as the way I call boxing, the way I see it, and don't give me a script as far as what I gotta do in the ring because I'm gonna just referee like I normally do a regular fight. There's not no script. You do depending where the fight is at, what's going on. I will take my action. I'll make it look authentic. And on top of that, I got him 23 extras for the movie who were also real professional boxing people in the movie. So we made it look authentic as possible. He was so pleased with it at the end. He said, "Joe, that's just what I wanted." It took us 6 days to film that 10 to 15 hours a day, filming the Rocky Balboa movie. But it was a lot of fun. It was great being around Sylvester and the whole cast. They were excellent.
I heard that Sylvester actually got knocked down by Tarver, right? Did that really happen?
Well, it was part of the script. He got hit, but he really came out with he had some black and blues under his eyes. We had to put some makeup on it to make cover them up. But he got pretty good sometimes. But if he would have been a fighter, he probably would have been a real tough contender and maybe championship material because he had the heart.
Yeah.
He loved boxing, and you know what? He gave so much
Oh,
to
he's a
boxing.
big boxing fan. Yeah, big
That's why
boxing.
he got elected the the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Let him become an inductee because of what he did without the Rocky movie. Throughout those Rocky movies, all of them, I think it was 6, 7 of them that he did. I mean, he brought so many fans to boxing. That's why he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. I
I
said, "Listen,
totally
we'll let you
agree.
into boxing, become a Hall of Famer, and maybe you give me an opportunity to get an Oscar in the movie script that I did as a referee."
I totally agree with it. And you got in 2011.
Yes.
And what a great company that you were involved with, and definitely worthy, Joe. I mean, your refereeing skills is second to none. Fair but firm, like I always say. But let's talk about a little bit here. What kind of music do you like? I know you're a music guy, so I want to talk a little bit
I love
about.
my salsa music. I love to dance, and that's what helped me a lot. That's why when I was refereeing, I have a house and I had a big garage and it had nothing to do with that garage. So big. I said, I don't need a garage that big. So I turned my garage into a ring with a boxing ring. I got a real professional boxing ring in there. I'll put on my salsa music. And I will get in that ring and I will move around that ring. I will practice all my ring mechanics. That's what kept me on top of my game, on my toes every day while I was refereeing in that gym. I was making believe I was refereeing a real fight. And that's what keeps you sharp. You got to be sharp, stay in good condition, stay nice and trim, and make sure that you can go full distance, the 12 rounds when you got to go with these champions sometimes. So if you get too heavy, you get out of shape, you're fatigued and you can't perform at your top level. So I told referees, stay in shape, keep yourself going. Like I'm 155 pounds, which is pretty good. I mean, considering I was 118 pounds, 126 pounds when I was fighting as a professional, but I'm still slim, at 154.
You look
I want
great,
to
man. You look
I want
great.
to stay that way. I'm what you call a super a super welterweight, 154.
Yep. That's exact weight I'm at. I'm at 43 years old, 154. I did my shadow boxing today and, training, and I'm going to go back to training a little bit. And my wife talked me out of competing. I was like, I think about competing. And she's like, you're 43. Like, what do you
Well,
think?
you're a good looking guy. Maybe you can make make the big screen. Maybe.
Right? Like, let me do a movie.
We get you one of those movies and make you the pretty boy. Call the movie Pretty Boy John.
Thank you, Joe. The thing is, you mentioned rhythm and dancing. Yes, absolutely. I'm a drummer as well. I'm a musician by
Okay.
trade. That's what I do for, my livelihood. And I get a lot of my combinations and speed. People are like, you're very fast. Like, how do you get so fast? Combinations come by way of my rhythm. I'm a drummer. Exactly. They're like, what is that?
The speed
Yeah,
bag, man, keep
Joe,
the
give it
speed
to me.
going.
Yes.
Keep yourself going all the time. Keep yourself going sharp. You don't stop. You can always try to be the best that you can be. You're a drummer, be the best. Try to be the best drummer out there. Anything you want to do out there, try to be the best. That's what gets you to the top level. If you start thinking you can't make it, you're gonna slow up. And you're gonna start giving up on yourself. You don't look good. When you say, "I'm gonna make it," I'm gonna make it to the top. I'm gonna be the best drummer. I'm gonna be the best boxer. Whatever you want to do, keep doing it. But believe in yourself, man. Just keep believing and pay it forward on top of that.
100%. We're both from the East Coast. Okay, now we live in Las Vegas.
Right.
And here's what's up: the food on the East Coast is second to none. I don't know if it's the water. I don't know what they do. What's your place to go to eat out here in Vegas? Because I need help finding a
Well,
good
yeah.
place.
They got so many fine restaurants out here. I mean, this is one of the finest states when it comes to food. I mean, all the hotels. You go to Caesars, you go to the Mandalay, you got to the Cosmopolitan, you go to the Wynn. You got any of these hotels, they got the finest restaurants, the best food out there. You also got a lot of Mexican restaurants out here, very good restaurants. You got Leticia's, one of my favorite Mexican restaurants, and then uh, you got the Fleming Steakhouse in Vegas. Fleming's is very good. And you got so many at the uh, at the Hard Rock, at the Red Rock Casino. It's called what's the name of it? But they got so many of the finest restaurants. The food you got, you want Italian, you want Chinese food, you want Mexican food. You have all kinds of variety, different types of food. But you go to any hotel, believe me, wherever any hotel you go to, the foods are great.
I tell you what, I do the charcoal room at Santa Fe Casino.
Okay.
Amazing. That's really good. Letitia is
Yeah.
also at Santa Fe. Very good. At the Red Rock, there's I
Right.
believe it's a Japanese restaurant. They have these pepper wings, salt and pepper wings. They're
Yeah.
so good. I can't
And
remember
they,
the
and
name.
they got the good steakhouse in there too.
Oh, T-bones.
T-bones, yeah, they're very good.
Yeah.
One of,
It's
one of
funny because you see Andrew Dice Clay there every once in a
my,
while.
yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
T-bones.
he's good. He's good. And Joe, you're definitely among my favorite of. I mean, first of all, what you've done for boxing is amazing.
But
You've witnessed some of the
but
great.
one of the things is that you gotta pay it forward and help people out. That's why I have my show, the Joe Cortez show, that I do on Facebook and my YouTube channel. You guys subscribe and hit like and tell me what you think about the show. I do the show every Friday. To I want to keep the community, the people in the community to be involved. I wonder what of all walks of life, not only boxing. I've had people in the restaurant business. Matter of fact, I had Letitia from Letitia's restaurant I had on my show the other day talking about her food and how she started in the business. I bring lawyers, I bring people in real estate, I bring doctors, I bring all kinds of folks on the show, entertainers. I like to help people open the doors for them, keep pushing them, let people know what kind of services they render here in Vegas. We are here to help out wherever we can. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I love helping people out there. I love people in general.
You're a great guy like that. I knew that from day one, and I do the same thing with my pod. It's variety show. I've had like actors like such as Eric Roberts and guys from Cobra Kai, and great boxers such as Steve Cunningham, which is probably one of my favorite interviews I've ever conducted. Um, he's just a remarkable human being. Chris Bird, Evander Holyfield, the list goes on and on. Then I also have musicians, guys from Toto, and I like to make it a variety show, and then I expanded my wings a little bit, and then I had people that were mental health therapists, and
Right.
I felt they had a story to tell people, especially during COVID, to help them because I had a lot of friends that were struggling. I'm like, it's not my
Well,
show, it's their show. Listen to them do it,
it was,
and
I was one of those. I was one of those. I got hit with COVID pretty bad. You know,
I saw that.
I was hospitalized for 5 months in November 2020. So in there for 5 months, and I can tell you that's why I decided to do these shows. I want to get the word out there that people can understand what happens to individuals like myself at COVID. A lot of people were not making it for a while there. You know, at the beginning, I was a little afraid that I wasn't going to make it because of it was the pandemic was hitting so bad, so many thousands of people dying on a daily basis, and I was saying to myself, well, you know what? I'm not going to give up. I'm not a quitter. You know, I'm a fighter, and I'm gonna give it all I got. And I made it through because I decided that I was here for a purpose. I may be retired from box as a referee, but I'll always be a fighter. No matter until the day that I die, I'll keep fighting to making sure that I make it and to make sure I help other people out there to make it as well. I want you individuals out there to believe that if you get hit with whatever you get hit with, whether it's cancer, whether it's COVID, whatever it is, you know, fight it. You're gonna make it. Believe in God, pray to God, and all your friends, support your friends, your family, your loved ones. You'll make it. There'll be people that will not make it because they don't believe in them, so they give up too quick. You can't give up on yourself. You always got to believe you're gonna make it no matter what.
Joe, man, I got so many feels. Like you're absolutely correct, and you're amazing. And I want to leave it there because there's no other better way to put it. You know, we all went through things. Everyone dealt with it, you know, a different way. But we got to fight. We're fighters. We get through it. And look at you. You look great. You
Yeah.
sound great. You look so healthy, and you're so motivational and inspiring. I mean, if people have not listened to Mr. Cortez's podcast, you need to start now listening. You know,
Thank you.
and I'm gonna put a link in the description when I post a video on iHeart, Spotify, all the places that things are available, YouTube and whatnot. But Joe, you are definitely the you know you are the you're someone that puts it out there in such a way that is so inspirational and inspiring. Like it comes through your pores of the way you talk, the way you carry yourself as a gentleman. And I was trying to look for the right words there because you really are an influencer and a motivator and a mentor,
Well,
and you blew my mind just now.
I still got a little spark of the old flash. I'm not giving up, buddy. No matter what, I always tell people out there, keep going forward. Don't let nobody stop you. No matter what, always believe in yourself. Believe that God is in your corner. Make sure you're gonna make it. I mean, even George Foreman, at his age, at 45, he thought that nobody's gonna make it, but he believed in God. He wrote a book called God in My Corner, And I really believe that you have to believe that there is a God that helps give you the strength. But you always got to give it. You can't be a quitter. God will help you, but you got to help yourself as well. You got to make sure you go forward. Take care of your loved ones. Take care of yourself.
Joe, absolutely, man. I
Love
appreciate.
yourself, and make sure you help you. You got to do all of that to make it to be a success in life.
That's right, man. I appreciate your time so much, Joe. And I'll make sure that I'll send you the link as soon as the show is uploaded. And I'm so thankful, man. This was a great experience, great
All right.
conversation.
Okay.
I'm
I
gonna
also want
actually
to.
go to the gym right now and work out as I
I
upload
want to
the
send a shout
show.
out. I want to send a shout out to our referees out there, referees around the world that watch these shows. You got so many great referees. The other night, Russell Mora here in Las Vegas did a great job as refereeing the fight. Kenny Bayless, Tony Weeks, um, uh, Robert Hoyle, Mike Ortega, Celestino Ruiz, Vic Dracula. Those are the referees we have here in Las Vegas. Great referees. They got referees back here. You got Benji Esteves, great referee. You got Claudio. He's another guy. Claudio's a good referee, and so many other guys. You got Mark Nelson, guys that I've known throughout the years, and I just help. I help them. They always call me up for advice and ideas, and if they think if they make a mistake, well, what could they have done different? I try to help them, but I tell them we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but you got to try to give it the best you have, and you keep going forward. Don't look in your rearview mirror.
Steve Smolger comes up to me. I'm at the event.
Yeah. I
Madison Square Garden.
forgot about Steve Smolger.
Yeah.
Forgot to say about Steve. He's going through difficult times right now, health issues that he has. And he was inducted into the International Hall of Fame back in 2000. I think it was 2015, around there.
He comes up to me like I'm checking in with press credentials. I'm working for Ring Talk at the time, and Steve's like, "Do you think I stopped that Margarito Cotto fight too soon? The second one?" I'm like, "No, not at all. The guy's eye was busted. Like, I don't think he stopped it early. I thought it was a proper stoppage.
Yeah. Nobody complained about that.
Yeah, I'm like, but he felt I'm like, Steve, if I know any referee, I seen you like let things go a little far sometimes, but this wasn't the time.
No, he was good stoppage.
Great
Nobody
stop.
complaining.
Cotto was beating him up, man. The decibel level. I don't know if you remember that fight. The decibel level was insane. It was like everyone was.
That was a rematch because the first fight Cotto got stopped by Margarito.
Yep.
And they said they were saying that there could have been some hanky panky with the hand wraps, but he got his revenge a year or two later, and he ended up stopping Margarito. It was a great fight. Great fighters. I say as a fighter, you always got to keep yourself in good shape, but never give up. Even though Cotto got stopped the first time, he come back and win.
He looked great in that fight. Yeah, Cotto looked great in that fight.
Looked like a real true champion. He looked great. He's a nice guy. One night he beat Anthony Joshua for the heavyweight championship, but then he came back the second time. It looked like he kind of let himself get a little too heavy, and I don't think he took Joshua as serious as he should have, like he did the first time. But now he showed himself again the other day when he beat Luis Ortiz, for the elimination bout. I think he's gonna be back in the picture before you know it.
Yeah, that's how this beautiful sport works, man. It's like when I say boxing, when it's at its best, it is the best sport on planet Earth. I mean, you've witnessed a lot of those fights. Yeah. A lot of people complained about, this Saturday's fight with Canelo and Triple G. I'm like, that was a boxing match. I don't know why people are complaining. It's just boxing. Yeah. And it was a great fight. Canelo had the right game plan. He steamed out down the stretch. He threw a lot of punches.
He steamed out a little bit at the end, and Triple G came on with the pressure, but it was a little too late for him to pull it out. But Canelo looked very impressive. He started off real strong from the beginning. He says, "I'm going to prove the world that the other two fights were not a fluke. He got a draw, then he got a controversial win, then the second one. But he says, I'm going to make sure the fans don't think that I let this fight get away from me." He took control from the beginning. At the end, he faded out a little bit, but he had enough in the bag to win the unanimous decision, which he did.
I spoke to my friends while watching the fight. We were having like a fight watch party over the internet. And after the first round, I'm like, who had Triple G? And people are like, I did. I'm like, yeah. First round, I saw what Canelo was doing. I'm like, It looks beautiful what he's doing. Yeah. And I was like, G looks a little slow. He came on, but the only reason, I'm not going to take any credit away from a fighter because I understand the fight game. And the thing is, with G, he came on because Canelo, he was blowing, his stamina was going out. And he looked more fatigued, so he was more vulnerable. But, Joe, I got to be honest with you. I had 11 rounds to 1, 10 rounds to 2. I talked to my buddy Dougie Fisher about it. I talked to a lot of people about it. I'm like, am I crazy just hating? Am I hating it? And they're like, no, 10 rounds to 2, probably.
That's it. That's pretty much the way I had it. Mm-hmm. And I don't like to pick sides at all. You know, as a matter of fact, I did an interview with CNN on Thursday in front of the T-Mobile Arena. They called
Yeah.
me to interview. I won't make any prediction, but did they say who stands to lose the most if they lose Saturday night? I said, well, Triple G at the age of 40, he stands to lose a lot more than Canelo. Canelo Alvarez is only 32. So if anybody stands to lose a lot, it would be Triple G. If he loses, he can start thinking about his future because he's 40 years of age. And Canelo, he's 32. If Canelo would have lost, he still has a career ahead of him. He still has at least another 10 more fights left under his belt. But he looked good enough. But Canelo had to prove to the world he's going to knock out Triple G. But you know, sometimes you want to get in your opponent's head to make him, you know, more leery and be more cautious. And maybe that's why Triple G was not letting his punches go in the early round, because he was probably thinking about Canelo can punch hard. And Canelo said he's going to knock me out. He was trying more defense and forgot about the offense.
I love what Canelo does with the right hand. He whips it really quick, brings it back really fast too.
Yeah. He keeps the guards up good most of the time.
Guard up really tight. Very compact in that fight too.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that. Yeah, very, very compact, very quick. You know, G was not able to release any kind of body attack really.
Right.
He tried to box with a boxer where G, in my opinion, is more of a fighter than he is a boxer.
Right.
That makes sense to the listeners. And my thing is that G could just not release the right hand. Now I had Canelo the whole way. You know, yes. I went into that. I'm like, I love Triple G. I love both these. I love all fighters. I respect anyone that does this madness. I respect them.
You know, if you go into a fight picking a winner from the beginning, the chances are you're gonna be favoring him on the close rounds. You know, and you're gonna be like a real judge. You say,
that's right.
I'm gonna forget about the last round. Every round's a new round, and I'm not gonna pick any favorites. I want, with the bell rings, I want both to get an even start. But if you start picking a guy over the other, when the bell rings, one guy's already ahead because you already been predicted. So mentally, you're thinking about he's your favorite. The chances are any close round, you're going to favor him. So as an official, you can't be thinking about picking sides. You got to be like a judge in a courtroom. Be neutral. Don't pick sides. Let's see the whole thing round by round. Then you make a decision at the end. But don't make any prediction before, because that's when you have your controversial endings.
That's correct. That's why we're fair but firm.
Fair but I'm firm. Fair but I'm firm. Touch him up.
Touch him up. Joe, I appreciate you so much. Enjoy your day with you and your family. And I'll send you all a link soon, my man.
You take care. All the fans out there, keep your guards up at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Be paid forward, okay? God bless. Enjoy.
Thank you, man.
Bye.